and welcome back to my channel. And of course, if you're new here, welcome. I'm really excited to make this video today because I absolutely love sharing my ideas and inspiration when it comes to finding unique and from the heart gifts for somebody this holiday season. And obviously, as an interior designer, I do feel a little bit of a pressure when it comes to getting gifts for people, that I want to find items that are super unique, just items that you can't just go out and buy and that are super generic. So I always find myself scouring either Pinterest or Etsy and just trying to find items that are either handmade or one of a kind, and just things that you're not always going to be gifting people. It's really nice when you're able to find really unique things and things that are just tailored to that specific person you're purchasing for. So anyway, I wanted to make this video and just share some of the things that I think are really cute and just really fun this holiday season. In preparation for today's video, I did go ahead and make myself just a chai tea latte. So if you haven't already, definitely go make yourself a nice warm of tea, coffee, even some hot cocoa. Put on your fluffy socks and grab a blanket and just get totally settled in for today's fun video. Also, as we go throughout all of the items in this list, I have tried to be super cognizant of capturing all of the links and saving them for you in the description of this video. So if you have any questions on where anything is purchased from, you can find it there. I will say majority of the items on this list are from Etsy, so they should be pretty accessible for you to find. There's a few items here and there that are not from Etsy, so I've tried, again, my best just to link them to whatever website they're on. And I will say I am somebody who saves inspiration for home decor and gifts at all times of the year, and I actually compile them all in one specific mood board on my Pinterest page, so I will link that below as well. If you are somebody who maybe doesn't need specific links to any items at the moment, I do recommend just go and check out this board. If you're just looking for ideas and just general inspiration, I have saved them all there in that specific Pinterest board. Now, while I am a maximalist when it comes to my home decor, I will say in most aspects of my life, I am somewhat more of a minimalist, and this especially goes for gift giving. I just find a lot of the magic of gift giving really does come from just the effort you put into giving the gift. It doesn't necessarily always come down to the dollar value or how big or extravagant the gift is. And so one of the small ways that you can really be mindful of this when you are gift giving is obviously hosting gifts. So if you do get invited to anybody's home this holiday season, be it a family member or a friend, I always recommend not to skip the hostess gift. I just find when you show up empty-handed, it does kind of give the impression that maybe you weren't grateful for being invited over, or maybe them putting through all of the effort to invite you over kind of flew over your head. So I will say this is just a really intentional way of gift giving this season. So if you do get invited anywhere big or small, show up with, a bottle of wine, some fresh flowers. Honestly, it can be so small as just some crackers and cheese, just something that you can bring with you to show that you're grateful to be invited and that you're happy to share this experience with the people who've invited you. Now, when it comes to gift giving beyond just a host gift, a rule of thumb that I personally really like to stick to is incorporating an element that is either handmade or vintage. I find this is a way that you can really make an item feel super intentional and curated, instead of just feeling like you went over to a Pottery Barn or Walmart and just picked something right off the shelf. And I am somebody who really likes the idea of a gift that has a few different components as opposed to just one large gift. Again, I just find that this allows you to go out and sprinkle lots of little bits of intention into your gift instead of just something that had maybe a large price tag or something associated with it. Now, a gift that I personally find never goes out of style is actually either coffee or tea. Again, this just has a few different components that you can incorporate to make it feel really special. One component I've seen a lot of lately on Etsy is actually handmade teaspoons. This I really love because you can make it relatively inexpensive by purchasing either 1 or 2 spoons. You don't necessarily have to buy an entire set of spoons for this gift. I've seen lots that come in really fun colors. I've seen a few options that are in really fun patterns as well. My favorite set that I've actually seen on there so far is a teaspoon that incorporates kind of a twig as the handle of the spoon. I just think these are so unique. They're so fun. And then another fun element that you could always incorporate in this type of gift would be some handmade mugs. Again, there are so many options on Etsy in many different colors and patterns and styles. So you really could curate this exactly to the personality of the person you are gifting this item to. And then my personal favorite when it does come to shopping for mugs is actually thrifting. I just find there are so many fun mugs that you could go out and thrift. They don't even have to necessarily match. You could find just 2 really fun and funky mugs, again, that match the personality of the person that you are gifting this to. And then of course, to finish off the gift, you can just incorporate your favorite tea or coffee. It's really that simple. And again, it's just a really easy way of elevating this type of gift. So the next item on my list is actually a spice set. I just find this is an item that not a whole lot of people go out and purchase for themselves. And if they do, it's usually something just very basic off of Amazon. So this is something really fun that I find on Etsy. You can find some really cute vintage sets or even some fun handmade sets. And this is a great gift if you were looking to spend just a little bit more money on somebody. Generally, I do find for spice sets, they are priced individually or they're priced quite extravagantly because you're purchasing one large set altogether. And the thing I really like about purchasing either a vintage set or a handmade set is this is something you could add to every year. So every time you go to gift to this person, you could be purchasing them a new spice jar or a new spice item for their collection that you've already started for them. And then of course, when it does come to kitchenware, a few of my other favorite items to gift to people are actually spoon rests. There are just so many really fun and unique ones that you can find on Etsy. Honestly, even thrifting, you can find some really cool ones as well. I just find this is an item that people don't generally go out and buy for themselves. So it's a really fun opportunity to gift somebody something that, again, just matches their personality or has just a fun little bit of whimsy to it. Tissue box holders is another item I have on my list. This seems really random, but I actually have a lot of people in my life who are literally just so obsessed with having tissues in their house. I am somebody who, I don't need a box of Kleenex. Like, I'm okay to use paper towel or use toilet paper. I don't always have to have just a very specific tissue in my home, but I know people who do. So this is, again, just one of those gifts that I know personalities of my friends and family. So if I were to gift them something like this, it would just show that I really know who they are and what they love. And it's just a really fun way of nodding to those quirky personality traits. So again, these are the types of gifts that I'm saying, if you really just match the item that you buy to the personality of the person you're gifting it to, it just has a bit of a laugh to it. It doesn't necessarily matter how much money you spent on it because it really makes them feel like you know them so well that you went out and bought this kind of item for them. And for pet owners, I find you can never go wrong with actually gifting somebody something that's meant for their pet. Something really cute that I've seen recently is actually these small little water fountains that are meant for cats or small dogs. And they're not specifically just for pets. I know you can purchase these small fountains just to sit on a shelf. They make a really calming kind of trickling noise throughout your home as well. So again, I just find this is so unique and it would be so thoughtful if you were to gift it to somebody for their small pet. And of course, a classic gift that you can never go wrong with is actually just getting some really nice glassware or stemware and then pairing it with a nice bottle of wine. My go-to when it comes to giving glassware is always to find some colored items. I just find most people are going to have a very basic and generic set of wine glasses or martini glasses. And we don't always go out of our way to find something funky and unique. So this is a great item. I do find you can always find this at the thrift store, but there's also just so many fun options on Etsy that come in a variety of different shapes and sizes and colors. And then you can pair it with your favorite bottle of wine or their favorite bottle of wine. Honestly, it's just such a classic gift that doesn't take a whole lot of effort to elevate in some way. Candles and candlestick holders is another go-to for me. Again, I am somebody who loves to thrift. You can always find this at the thrift store. You don't necessarily have to thrift the candles, but if you go out and buy some really nice candles, you can then just find some pretty inexpensive but really nice candlestick holders at the thrift store. And then of course there are endless options on Etsy as well. Just like wine glasses and other stemware, I would say go for the fun colors, go for the unique items. This is something that people, again, don't always go out and buy for themselves. So you really can go all out with this item and just make it super fun and personable as well. Now, a really unique gift that I personally don't find a whole lot of people think about is actually finding really unique robe hooks or towel hooks. I just find lots of people love to thrift hand towels or robes or even tea towels, but just going that extra step and finding a really unique hook that these items could hang on is just a really fun way of elevating this style of gift. And again, there's just endless options that are online for this item, so you should have no problem at all finding something really unique that matches the person you're giving it to. Now, I am a little bit of an old lady, so I am a sucker for any kind of stained glass item, and I just find there's some great options on Etsy if you do have somebody who would appreciate this style of art or this style of gift. I am somebody who loves the idea of stained glass flowers in a bouquet. Again, this is the style of gift that you could buy somebody a glass flower every single birthday or every single Christmas, so that at the end of 5-10 years, a decade goes by and they've got a really beautiful bouquet of this type of item. I also love a stained glass window corner. This is another one of those gifts that, again, not a lot of people even go through the trouble of purchasing a window corner for themselves. So I do find it's really special. It's really thoughtful. Every time they walk past it in their home, they're going to think of you. Every time you come over and you're looking at it in their window, you also can remember that this was a wonderful gift that you gave to them. So again, I just think this is really beautiful, and it's a very unique type of art that not a lot of people think about. I'm also somebody who loves gifting food. I just find this time of year is so nice if you are giving somebody, a handmade pie or baking. This also I find is really nice to accompany with some vintage or antique plates. There's lots of great items on Etsy for this, but personally I find this is just a really easy item to go and thrift, and they don't necessarily have to match. You could always mix and match some really fun and unique plates to go with either a pie or some other baking. And the last item on my list is board games. I just find that this is one of those items that honestly is pretty good for just about anybody, especially if you're gifting to somebody who does have kids. This is something that can work for the entire family, and it doesn't have to be so specific to one individualized person. And then of course, I do love the idea of giving a very unique game. I know on Etsy you can go and find just really fun tic-tac-toe boards. There's some really fun chess boards out there. I've even seen some cool like acrylic Jenga blocks before. And there's even companies on there that go and make like really aesthetic versions of well-known games. For instance, I think there's one version of Guess Who where it's like notable female characters that are on there. So that's the style of game that I really like to gift people. Another really thoughtful gift idea that I have seen is actually getting a set of cards made with your own individualized photos on them. Again, I just find it's a very unique gift. It's very generic, but just adding that extra little touch in there makes it just so thoughtful and personalized. So this is something I think I'm going to order a set of these for myself this holiday season. But yes, there's just so many ways that you can elevate a board game gift that make it feel just so fresh and fun and very tailored and personalized to the person you're gifting it to. So that's everything when it comes to this holiday gift guide video. Definitely let me know in the comments which gift idea was your favorite. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and of course, I will see you in the next video.